Good everyone, my name is Graphics. Now we want to show you on how we can replicate that diagram we have drawn in our previous video. If you have not gotten in touch with the previous video, you can just click on this link at the top right corner of the screen, right? Now, this video we want to show you on how you can arrange those views that we have shown you in orthographic projection. Especially, the question told us we should draw it in what? In third angle, right? So we want to draw in third angle. The first thing you do when you hear the word orthographic is for you to draw your 4 cardinal points like this. You can see that. That's the first one. Then the next one is this. And you should not forget, when you draw this, at any given distance, you can decide to use 10, you can decide to use 5, but I would like to use 5. 5 should be better. So I say this is 5, this is 5, and this is 5, and this is 5. Right? Then I'll use my set square. I'll project those lines down. Use this. I'll project this line down. Then I'll come here. I'll project this. And I'll come here also. I'll project this. Now we're assuming that this is the center one is for y, and the horizontal one, center one is for what? For x, and what? And x. Meaning your starting point will be where this line and this line meet. So at this point, this is where we start our measurement from, all these points here. Right? So I can easily clean them if I want to. So this is what we have here. Now let's start. If you look at the diagram closely, that is displayed on the screen, right? We are told that we should draw the front elevation in the direction of the arrow A. And this is the direction of the arrow A, right? And we know how the shape is, which I have shown you from my previous video. And if you want to know the clips of it, this is what we're talking about. This is how the shape looks like, right? And we want to draw it in the given dimension. And we are told that we should draw it in third angle. So when you are drawing in third angle, that symbol there shows that it is third angle. So when you are drawing in third angle, it means that the plan will be up at the second quadrant. This is the first quadrant. Second quadrant, the plan will be up. Then the front elevation will be down. So this is where we are going to draw the front elevation that we are told to draw. And what's the front elevation? This is the front elevation looking from the side A, right? Now, if you look closely, we want to know the entire length of the elevation. Now, if you look at this, discover that we have 54 from the center here. You see my arrow, center here. We have 54, and we also have what? We have 54, right? And 54 plus 54, that is going to give us 108. Now, if you look closely here, we are given a radius from the center of the circle to the end here, right? Don't forget, this is a symmetrical object. If I slice into two, what I'll see at my left hand side, what I'll see at my right hand side. So if you look at this circle, from the center here to here is what? Radius what? 14, right? That means at every circle, the center to the end here, that means from here to here also is 14. From here to here also is 14. And from here to here also is 14. So if I look at this now, that means if I add my 54 and what? And 14 again at both sides. So we have 214. 14 at this end and 14 at this end. So 108 plus 28, because 14 plus 14 is 28. And we're going to have 136, right? So my entire length is what? Is 100 and what? 136. So I will now come at this point here. I'll now measure the 100 and what? 136, right? So if I come here, if I like, I can still come here and draw. The most important thing is that what? My end elevation. If I like, I can come here also at this quadrant here, and I'm going to draw here. You should know one thing, that the elevation, front elevation, should always be below the plan. So if I draw my front elevation here, right, my plan will be here. If I draw my front elevation here, my plan will be here. So let me just come here and draw. It says 100 and what? 136. So from here, measure my 136. So any of them you want to choose. 136. So this is 136 here at this point here. You can see that from here to here is 136. Now I'm going to project the line downward a little bit with the help of my t-square and set-square. I'm going to project it down this way. You can see that. Now if I've done that, now the next thing, you look closely again, the height, because the front elevation deals with the length and the height. So this is the length from here to here, 136. Then the height. Now look at the diagram closely. If you look from this point top here to down here is 76, but it is resting on something, which is what? The height of that is what? Is this 16 you're seeing here, right? Look at the arrow, 16. So 76, right, plus 16 is going to give us 92. So my entire height is what? Is 92. So I am going to take my meter rule and I'll measure 92. So from here to this point here is given as what? The 92 we'll have here. Can see that line here? 92. So I'll just close it up. I'm going to what? I'll close it up. So from this point straight down here, that'll be my 92, right? So when we do that, the next thing we'll be having here will be, so after I've gotten the 92 here, right, I've gotten my shape here. The next thing I'll do is to get the center, right? So the center will now be half of 136, and the half of 136 will be giving us will give us 68. So I'm going to measure 68 at this point here. From here to here is 136. Then half of it is what? 68 here. So I'll just take my line, my set square with the help of my t-square. I'm going to draw a vertical line this way. Right? Now in doing that, I've gotten the center. Now if you look at the diagram closely, look at the arrow. From this center you're seeing here to the other end is given as 54, right? So I am going to measure 54. First of all, I need to measure the 16, the thickness from here to here is given as what? 16, which is displayed here. So if I remember 16, throughout of it is what? 16. So let me draw that 16 first. So let me bring out the 16. So if I take my meter rule from the base here, the down point here, I'm going to measure 16. So this is 16 here. You can see that. And I am going to close it up. I'm going to what? Close it up with the help of my t-square. So let's use faint line first. That is the height of the 16. So from this center point you're seeing here, right, is the center point here, right? And from that center to the left is 54, as shown in diagram, and to the right is also what? 54. So I'll measure, take my compass, and I'll measure 54 on my meter rule from 0 to 54 here, right? And I am going to place it at the center here. I'll mark 54 to the left and 54 to the right, right? Now if you look at the center point here, again, this point here, which is this point here, to the left is 36, to the right is also 36. So I'm going to take my compass and I'll measure 36 on my compass. It is 36 here, right? I'll take it to the center here, to the left 36, and also to the right 36. Is that taken? Now what I will do is, if you look at this closely, the diagram, we're told that the angle here is given as what? 60 degree, right? Now I said it earlier in my previous video, right? Whenever your set square is standing straight this way, the inclined axis here is what? Is 60 degree. And whenever it is sitting this way, the inclined axis is where is what? Is 30 degrees. So when it is standing, it is what? It is 30 degrees. So if I come here, I'm going to project this up 30, and if I turn it the other way around also, I'm going to project it here up. This is the 60. So that is angle 60. So the angle between here and here is 60 degrees. Now what do you notice? Look at the diagram very well. But I told that the thickness of this point here from here to here is given as what? It's given as 16. So the question is, how will I get my 16? So what I'll simply do here is that I'll measure 8, right? I'm going to what? I'll measure 8. Since the entire height is not given of this, I'll measure 8. So I want to know the distance from here to what? To here, right? I want to know the distance from here to here. So it's not given. So what I will do is I need to get the thickness, this thickness here of 16. So I'll measure with my compass. I'm going to measure 8, right? This is 8. This is the concept I'm using here. I'll measure 8 here, right? And I'll be moving it on this line. So when I place it here, at the end of the day, I'm getting something like this. So it means that from this point is where my 16 lies. So from here to this point here, it will be 16. So let's confirm and see if it is what? 16. So that's from 0. Now it is not. From here it's still moving down, so let me take it up a little bit. Up again. Now this is the 16 here, right? That is what I'm going to what? Thicken. That is the 16. So from here to here is 16. So that is where I will now thicken it down, because the figure there is thickened. I'll thicken it down this way to get what? This. I'm taking down this way also to get what? This. You can see that. Now the next thing is, if you look at this closely from the top here, from the center at this point to your left is 40. From here also to your right is 40. Now where is my center? This is my center here, right? So I'm going to measure 40 on my meter rule. 40 this way. So 40 on my meter rule this way. This is 40, right? And I'm going to place it at this point, right? So I'll measure 40 to the left and all 40 to the right. So at that point I measure, I'm going to bring it down from here. So if you notice it to be thickened, thicken it from here. I'll come here also, at this point also, I'll thicken it. Right? Then I am going to close it up. But it is closed up. Right? And here also, I'll close it up too. From the beginning of this line to stop here, and from here to stop here. Then I'll come here also, I'll close it up too. From this point, I'll draw my line to stop here. And from this point, I'll draw my line to stop here. And from this point, I'll draw my line to stop here. Right? Now, if you look very well, look at this circle here. It's a true. There's a hole, right? And the radius of that hole is the diameter is given as what? As 14. But the problem is, where is the center now? That's what you should ask yourself. Now, look closely here. This is the center. Center is 14 away from the end of the circle, right? 14 millimeter away. So how will I get? I'll get the center here. So from here, which is the end, I'll measure 14. This is 14 here, right? It's already there. And I'll come here also, I'll measure another 14, and that is 14 is already there. So that is the center here of the circle, right? So if you look closely, the diameter of the circle is given as what? 14. That means radius is what? Is 7. So I'll take my compass. I will measure 7 millimeter, right? And I'll take it to this point. I'm going to mark left, and I'm going to mark right. Here also right, then what? Left. Is that taken? Then I will now just use my hidden line since I cannot see it from the front, right? Since I cannot see it from the front, I'm going to use my hidden line to show that there's a true there. Then here will be a center line to show it's symmetrical. Then back to the hidden line here. Same thing will be applied here. Hidden line, center line, then hidden line, evenly distributed. Right? Now if you look closely, that is everything that we have, just like I showed you in the previous video. So this is the complete front elevation as shown from direction A. Now the next thing we are told to do from the diagram again is to draw what? A plan view from the a plan view projected from the front elevation, right? So we need to draw a plan projected from this front elevation. That's what I was trying to tell you. The plan will always be on top. So I'm going to project all these things upward. Well, first of all, I need to know what's the height. The height of the plan is always the what? The width. So if you look at the diagram very well, what is the width? That is what you should ask yourself. So from this end to this end is the width, right? So how are we going to get the entire width here? Now look at this. From the end of this center to the next center is 56. Don't forget the radius of this chamfered part here is 14. So 14 plus another 14 plus 56, because there are 2, that means 14 plus 56. So when you add 14 and 14 plus 56, you'll be having, let's see, 14 plus 14 is 28, 28 plus 56, 28 plus 56, right? 28 plus 56 will give us, we have 4, we have 84, right? So the height of the plan, which is the width, giving us what? 84. So I'll measure my 84. So this is the 84 here. All right, from here to here is 84. Sorry, this is 84 here. So this is 84, right? To this point here. So I'll just draw this up this way, project it up this way, and close it up also this way. So I come here, I'll close it up. Now I've projected it, and I've also closed it up, right? Now it's for me to now project all these things upward. So let's start and see. So it's what? Project all these things upward. So first of all, we need this. Now if you look at the plan very well, if you're looking at it from the top, just like I showed you in my previous video, look on the top, that entire side there is what is sticking. But what we'll do is I'll project this up first. It will help me when I project this up. So if I come here, this is what I have here, right? And if I come here, this is also what I have here. So this end here to this end is this end to this end, right? And I'm going to thicken it since it's sticking there. So let me thicken it. Now it has a thickness. Let's see, from here to here is giving us what? You can see 16. So I'm going to measure 16. From 0 to what? 16. And taking it from here to here. Then the other aspect also, I'll just move it to that end. Then I'll also what? I'll taking it. Then I'll close it up. Here too. You can see that? So that's the thickness there. Now what do you notice? Now if you look closely, right? The end of all this circle is what? Is chamfered. Just like you see, here is chamfered. Here is chamfered. So I need to get the center. I already have the center here, which is this center here, right? So I'll just project my line to that point this way. So what we have here, right? I'll come here. I'll just do that straight ahead this way. I'll come here also. I'll do that straight ahead to this way. So we have this. So since it is 14, right? This 14, so we'll measure 14. So let's measure the 14 and see on our meter rule. So from here to here, to the center again as what? As 14. It's 14 here, right? And the center that we have here, you can see. So if I come to this point, the center point, I'm going to mark 14 to get the center. So I'll place it at the center here where I can get my arc, right? So where I can get my arc, this is what I'm going to do, and I'll get this arc here. So this is what we have here. I'll do the same thing here too. Place at this point, mark here, come here, get another arc this way. You see that? Here also, from this center, from this point here, I'll get the center here. Then which I will place here this way. to get the other center. From here also, I'll place it at this point to get the other center. I'll now draw this. So once I've done that, I can now join them together. So let's join them from here. We'll call it fillet, not chamfer. So join from here to here. From this point also to here, then you to you. Then from here to here. Then from here to here. Right? Now, after we've done that, the next thing is to project all this point upward this way. Just project this here, and also project this here. Then also this end here, and this end here. Right? Then we have the center here. So now the question here is, we should draw this thickness here. Now how we help ourselves here, this is what we will now do. Before we go there, if you look at the diagram very well, you discover that we have circles and there are 4, which is 4 holes, right? And the diameter is 14, meaning the radius is what? Is 7. So I'll just measure 7 on my meter rule, and I'll come to the center here. I'm going to draw the circle. I'll come here also. I'm going to draw the circle. And come here also. I'm going to draw the circle. I'm coming here, this circle. Right? Now we've done that, the 4 circles is up already. Now the next thing we are going to do, so what we'll do is for we to draw our end view looking at the side B. It's going to help us to get what we want to get here. So let's go to the end view now and see. So we'll come back and complete this. So look at the end view very well, looking at it from the side. We know very well how we do that. Just use your 45-degree set square. I'm going to project this angle here, this point center here. I'll project it. So let me take it up a little bit. So I'll project it from here to go up here. Right? So when I do that, because your end view should be close to the elevation, opposite the elevation, as in opposite the elevation. Now the next thing I'll do is I will start projecting my points. So the first one is, if I should project this line to this point here, what will I have? Right? So this is what I am going to do. I will project this downward from here. This is where it's meeting. So I'll project it downward this way. Right? And the other one also, where this line meets with this, where it's already there. So that will be where its thickness is. So I'll just stick in here. Why am I taking in there? Look at the diagram very well. From here to here is 16, and If you look at our diagram too, from here to here 16, so I'm going to tick in from this point to this point. So from here to here, I'll tick in it because it's given as what? A 16 from here to here, and also from here to here is also ticking. Then the height ticking, and with the ticking here. So this is where I'm ticking. From here to here, we're ticking upward because this end here, so it will be facing this way. So from here to here, which is from here to here, and is from here to here, I'll tick in it. So I'm taking it here. Right? Now the next thing we want to do is that our angle is at an angle of what? 60 degree. Right? So what we're going to do is at this point here, when it's standing is 60, right? So when I place it, 60 degree meaning is this on your diagram. The angle here is 60 degree, and we don't know the actual length which is inclined. So I'll just take my set square, stand it on my T square, then draw this line. When it's like this 60 degrees, so it means it's standing from here to here. This is where it is stopping exactly, right? Now look at what I want to do here. This height here, I'll project it to come here, which is this height here. Yeah, at that point I'll tick in it because from here to here is ticking, just like I showed you in the previous video, and from here to here also will be ticking to closed up, right? So it will be closed up. That ticking, and I'm going to project this line up here so that I'll be able to get it on the plan here. If I project it here, so this is where that line is going to stop. So this is what I'm going to take in. You can see how I got that. So we are back here again. So from here to here is from here to here. Now what do you notice? From our diagram, look at the diagram closely. The line is touching, is 60 degree touching the end here. Look at this end here. So from here to here, right, it's touching. So I'm going to draw my line, my thick line. So this point you are seeing here, from here to here and here to here, is this line here, right? This point here, from here to here and from here to here. So I'm going to take in it from this point to this point. I'm going to take it up, and then from this point to this point, I'm going to take it up, right? So after I've done that, the next thing that I'm going to be doing here is that I am going to project this point here, because this point here is this point here, right? So I'm going to project it. So in projecting it, I'll be having something like this. I'll project this here. Then I'm going to come here and do the same thing here too, right? So that is where the line is going to meet. That is where the line will meet, from here coming down as shown in the previous diagram. This will meet here, right? And then I'm going to take it in this way, going in, then coming out, right? And coming out here and here also. After I've done that, then you discover that this line, your diagram here is touching here and here is touching here, right? So let me just do that. Here will touch here and here will touch here. So this is looking at it from the plan, just like I showed you in the previous video. Is that taken? As I showed you in the previous video. So we're looking at it from the plan. So after that, so the next thing I'll do here is if I project these circles, right? I come here, I should project this. This should come to this point, and this also will come to this point, right? And the other one too will come to this point. Then this will also come to this point. Now yeah, I'll project all those points down, right? So let's project it down here. So that will be where the circle will be. So it will be hidden line since we cannot see it from the side, from that particular side. So I'll just do this. So this will be hidden, 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 and hidden. The next one too will come here also. Hidden, 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 and hidden. Don't forget, there's a line here. Then go to the next one here. Front line. So here will be hidden, 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 and hidden. Front line. I come to the next one here. Here will be hidden, 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 and hidden. This will be front line. So don't forget, there's a center line in between. Long, short, long, short, long. And here also the center line in between. Long, short, long, short, long. There's a center line. So this is all what we have here, right? So if you have found this video helpful, please don't forget to click on the subscribe button.